Hello, people of the internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Happy Friday to you all. Hopefully, your week is wrapping up nicely, or if you're watching this at any other point in the week, hopefully having a great day nonetheless. This kind of popped up out of nowhere for me because this was not on the release calendars that I was following, but FT Island have a brand new music video out, brand new song out in preparation for their, make sure I get this accurate, their 7th studio length album, which is dropping next month, I think, sometime in July, with the pre-release titled Burn It. Now, FT Island with Sage last year was a lot of fun. It dropped while I was, I believe, still living out of a hostel in that weird kind of in-between period when I didn't know where I was going to end up in my life, which now has ended me up here in Japan, but I remember we didn't get to it on camera because I remember writing the community post about the entire album, or at least the title track, from the common area in my hostel. Good times. Anyways, brand new era to check out, and it's always a great time when we get to check out a K-band, especially when it's the legendary FT Island on the scene. I feel like the last couple times I didn't know. I don't know anyone from FT Island apart from Hongji because we have covered him many a time, especially through OSC Saturday. But I made sure to note down Jaejin, the bassist, and Minhwan, the drummer, so that I can actually refer to them by name throughout this era. So, learning, progress. That's what we love to see. So, Burn It. Let's check it out one time. Roll intro! Right. I wonder what this era is going to be. I also wonder if we're going to get any more other music from the FNC bands. So like Hapayu, CN Blue. I know N Flying did something recently, but it didn't have an MV. We'll check it out. I'll have to go back to that at my free time. But I mean, N Flying still has, I believe, members on military hiatus. Hapayu, I'm not really that well versed in. And I guess FNC in general this year, I'm not really tapped in with. This Cherry Bullet are no longer here. We did beat Bora. Huh. I should lock in more with FNC later down the road. But anyways, that's been the point. FT Island, here we go.
날 자유롭게 get away 끊어버린 love tie 사랑 따윈
Oh, hold on, wait. This could go somewhere.
mind control 걷잡을 수 없어 burning deep inside 거침없이 take it up 막히는 건 break it up I just burn it up now I just burn it up 거침없이 take
Whoa.
it up 전부 하얗게 다 불태워버리라 Yeah I just burn it up now 잡힐 듯한
Oh, that is not where... Voice crack, hello. That is not where I expected that chorus to go.
또 이끌려 붉게 번진 세상 그 속으로 날 자유롭게 get away
It's this kind of heavy slowness that you get here. It's like every major beat just feels heavy, man. And then it goes into this swing hook. And of course we get Hongi cranking up the grit. Oh, extend this chorus, hell yes. Jaejin? Jaejin, no, Jaejin? Oh, hello. Hello, sir. Oh, what a cool voice. It's amazing what context does, isn't it? Because Jaejun's voice sounds so clean in comparison to Hongyi with his just intense grit. But you put them, I bet, on their own, it doesn't feel like that. Did the envy break? You two can't handle the fire? Damn! Wait, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let them cook one time. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. It's heavy. It's intense. It's a lot of fun. And honestly, that first chorus, the first time around, kind of threw me off a little bit. Because it wasn't what I was expecting. But then, like, halfway through, I'm like, okay. I can get behind this. And then the second time around, it was just so enjoyable, especially with that post-chorus added on at the end, too. It's just like, And really, when it comes to FT Island and their music, I'm not the most well-versed person in the world in terms of... I did call them FT Island just now, right? I didn't get my brain synapses didn't get twisted up and I called them in flying on accident. Let's try again. When it comes to FT Island's music, I am not well-versed in it really at all. I don't know them really at all. It's kind of been a thing of, I found out about Hongyi, and then through my kind of deep dive and I guess free fall into the world of the K-bands, picked up on FT Island. So I don't know their discography, like especially their older stuff. But one thing that I can expect out of FT Island is that kind of heavy crunchiness that they have. And it partly comes down to Hongyi's voice, but it also partly comes down to the type of music and like the direction of music they go with. They're not afraid to go really heavy loaded on the bottom end of things. Like the bass, heavy on the drums, both, floor toms and the kick. They're not afraid of kind of tipping the scales in favor of the bass end of the song. They don't need to have a treble-heavy song to get their point across, to get their kind of sound out to the world. And that is really cool to me. Go back to the beginning. This kind of mysteriousness also, I feel like, is very on brand for them. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but it feels right, if that makes sense. This first increase, like we're one notch up now. It's pretty open-ended at this point. Honestly, this release, the fact that it goes into the skipping beat, I thought maybe just based off of... I thought maybe we would go into something akin to DPR Ian's Don't Go Insane from last year. So we've got like a really consistent driving beat that retains the kind of mysteriousness and the heaviness from the verse before it. But we go into this almost skipping type beat, and that switch feels so sudden to me and genuinely caught me off guard the first time around. But then you kind of process it. You let it sink in. And it becomes really interesting to listen to. It's this part that does it for me. When the guitar and that bass, all of a sudden, their main rhythmic pattern turns into triplets. Now that instead of it being that moving beat is consistent now. Instead of it skipping and hopping around, it's almost galloping forward instead. And just that little rhythmic change really changes the sensation of how that chorus listens, and I think it's terrific. And then we're back into this kind of darker, mysterious tone, right? And then in verse 2 here, like, we had Minhwan have that pretty quick hi-hat rhythm, and all of a sudden, after we get the big fill and we're into this pre-chorus, it's halftime again. Like, the song during the second verse was starting to creep forward a little bit in terms of momentum with the hi-hats, but now that we've brought it back into this halftime feel, slow it back down. Let's control ourselves here. Let's hold it back a notch. The perpetual background harmony is gorgeous. And then again, it's that misleadingness of this initial change. It's almost like the band version of an anti-drop. Is you have this big drum fill from Minhwan in the back, and then all of a sudden, dun 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 dun, dun, we're skipping. Now we got the movement back. Big power chords from the guitar in the background, little ooh-ah section. And then Jaejin. The contrast he creates with Hongki is amazing. It genuinely makes this bridge sound even more kind of haunting than it actually is, just because his voice is so smooth. It's almost ghostly with that subtle reverb effect in the background too. Because then we're back with Hongki on lead now. That's so cool. That's genuinely so cool. I knew I was going to like this because, one, it's a K-band release, and two, it's FTAirland, but I didn't expect to like it this much. This song is terrific fun. And it's, honestly, as a pre-release, it does its job perfectly. It has me so amped up for what this full-length album is going to be, and it's not that far away, because let me see if I can find the date for it. The 10th, so that's... Here, I guess this dropped yesterday, so... Here in about 2 weeks from now, hell to the yes, I'm gonna be here for it. Bet your ass, whenever that song comes around, we're gonna check it out. So keep your ass peeled for that in the future. But that is going to be it for me today. Thank you all for watching along with me. Hopefully you enjoyed it as much as I did. One last request from me today. Let's work together as a community to bring a little bit of extra happiness back into the world. Whether it be checking with your friends and family, holding the door open for somebody, or even picking up a piece of trash off the street. Just one small act of kindness to me brighten up someone else's day today. And know that wherever you are in the world, should you ever be going through a tough time in your life, for whatever reason it may be, even though I'm just some guy on the internet who waffles about music in his free time, know that I will always be a friend, ally, and a shoulder to lean on whenever you need me. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other, spread the love, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.